I hope everybody's having a fantastic day and everything is going your way. You know your favorite coach is back at it once again. It's about that time for another episode of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. Now, if you don't have your coffee, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your happy hour stuff, you know, your drinks, whatever have you, your chips, your dips, your pillow, your blanket, you know, you might be sitting in front of a fire right now. Get comfy. Get real comfy, because we're going to have some fun talking some noise about some things that's going on right now, because I'm just sitting here just blown away by what's going on with some of these topics that's coming around the worldwide net right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them are HBCU, some of them aren't. But we go talk about them anyway, because guys, we just gotta have us a little fun with this thing, because some things just don't make much sense. But we're gonna try to make something out of it where we can really understand just what's going on, you know. But like I said before, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get in this thing, because I'm like, I know y'all like, Coach, wait a minute, you're a little too wired, brother. What you got going on? Listen. You know, Coach can get a little spicy with some things from time to time. You know, I try to, project things in a different manner. You know, sometimes I'll go around the curve with it. I might just go right there at you, be like, dang, Coach, you ain't had to do the folks like that. There's going to be a couple of folks who will catch that jab this time. I'm just like, you know what? Y'all are doing a little too daggone much. But we already, if you don't understand by now, sports, we get sports year round. And many of us that have seen the sport of football, have seen football be played from September to January, when normally the Super Bowl is being played, and everything, it's over with. And then you go to the combine, and they had a draft, and then things start picking up when they get ready to go to camp in like July, whatever have you. Well, now we're seeing football all year round. And since the sport itself has picked up in the manner which it has, you got information that's just coming out continuously over and over again. And guys, one of the key things that everybody's been talking about, they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on with this one particular subject. And this guy, he takes every opportunity he can to get on, the TV screen and talk that talk. He like to be spicy. Ain't nothing wrong with being spicy. But bro, when you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're wrong, you're flipping wrong. And you just need to say, you know what? I tap out, my bad. Hey, I apologize. I'm wrong. And honestly, truly, after he said a couple of things that he said, he actually had to go back and eat them words. Y'all like, Coach, who the hell are you talking about? I know I said it. Hey, this is a family channel, but I'm going to let y'all know right now. Coach can get a little reckless sometimes. I'm trying to do my best not to, because, I got pops over my shoulder there, and I can feel him, he got my eyes on me like, boy, hold on, let me do it this way. And boy, look, I told you now, don't go out here, daggone, embarrass me. We're not going to do that. You understand me, boy? So I'm trying to make sure I got this thing right, when I'm talking and whatnot. So like I said, I keep him over my shoulder to make sure, I get that coaching counseling from behind, because, your parents always, they might not be tapping on your shoulder, but they're always looking over your shoulder, making sure that everything is groovy and everyth's going the way it needs to go. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go at it like that. But Stephen A. Smith, this guy, I'm trying to understand something here. This man said the Detroit Lions revived the city of Detroit. Oh my God. I'm like, Stephen A. Smith. Now, watching you come in from when you came to Jackson, you came in, through the airport on your PJ, on your private jet. We know daggone well you ain't gonna fly commercial coming to no freaking Detroit. So we already know you're not going out there to Metropolitan Airport to go see anything what's happening out there, and then coming back into the city to really get an understanding of how the metropolitan area moves around. And I understand where, you're talking about that the city has had so much going on and whatnot, and, Detroit Lions has revived the city and all of that. I'm like, bro, let me break something down to you. Do you not understand all of the businesses that have come into the city itself? Once upon a time, we couldn't get casinos. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. We got, 3, 4 of them there now? You got, what's that, Greektown, downtown in Detroit. Been popping since forever. They've been there. They've always been there. They've been there since I was a shorty. And they continue to keep doing business. You got other businesses that's coming down there now. My former boss, Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, is building up downtown. He's helping, he's helping rebuild downtown. There's a lot of places down there that have the parking lots down there where you see a lot of people that are parking their vehicles in certain areas so that they can go to the different events at you know, at Ford Stadium, over at the Little Caesars where the Pistons played. I could have that wrong. Tiger Stadium, the same thing. They bringing businesses in there. One thing I want you to keep in mind, Stephen A. Smith, because I'm sure you didn't know this, or maybe you did. We're just gonna say that you did, just for the sake of. Detroit Lions played in Pontiac at the Silverdome. They brought them back downtown. The Pistons played at the Palace in Auburn Hills. They brought them back downtown. The hockey team, the Red Wings, always been downtown. The Tigers always been downtown. So remember one thing, when people want to take everything out there to the outskirts to try and build up out there, you left what was in the city, you know, they were still trying to, you know, pick up the pieces and bring things together. You got a guy like Tommy Walker, Detroit versus everybody, which you see that versus everybody all over the place. That man has come into the city, built up a brand and pushed that brand. But one thing I want you to understand is this, when you see that versus everybody, understand one thing. Those folks up there, including myself, understand how to get it out the mud. Because nothing is given to us. We have to work 3 to 4 times harder just to get what we want. Why? Because the finances ain't coming back into the inner city like they're supposed to, because everything is downtown. Because that is where they want to build up everything to bring the visitors that come to the city, bring them there. That is sad when you have the Detroit City Council president have to come in and pop off and let it be told, listen, you told our story wrong. Let us tell it the way it's supposed to be told. Let somebody from that area tell that story, not you. And that's when you came back in and decided, hey, let me go ahead and apologize. You know, President Mary Sheffield, yeah, she gave you that work. And she did it on TikTok, and that thing went viral. And instantaneously, you came back and said, ooh, my bad. I ain't mean that, Miss Lady, ma'am. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, understand that. But I get it. Everybody want to have a talking point, want to, you know, create a narrative or whatever have you. But the person that really got me a little bothered with this is the fact that you had Dan Orlovsky sitting there next to you who played for the Detroit Lions. Yeah. I mean, he's agreeing with everything. It did not one time say, you know what, hold on, Stephen A. Smith. Nah, them folks, man, those are hard-working folks there. We got the big three there. You understand? Ford, GM, and Chrysler. Those people up there, they bust their ass to make sure that they're able to take care of their kids in the manner in which they need to. If all of the money coming back through the city like it should, into the inner part of the city, no. And every metropolitan area, there's a lot of metropolitan areas around this country that's that way. I mean, let's not talk about, you know, you from New York. Y'all got issues too, right? So if you're going to say that the Lions is reviving Detroit, when the New York Knicks gonna revive New York? When the Mets gonna revive New York? When the Yankees gonna revive New York? When the Jets gonna revive New York? When the Giants? I'm like, come on, bro. I think I said the Giants already. I'm just saying. We can nitpick and be funny and all that other stuff, but I'm like, at some point in time, bro, we gotta relax with that stuff, man. You got people really out here listening to what you're saying, and they're holding on to your every word, thinking that that's what it is, and it's not. But you know what? I'm glad Miss Sheffield got you in check, got that under control, and everything is all good. But I'm like, boy, ooh, hey, you don't piss that lady off, man. That lady ain't playing no games up there. She about her business up there, sir. She's about her business. She ain't going to back down from nobody. She's going to let you know exactly how she feels. But now, we're going to go ahead and move on to Stephen A. Smith. We just spent enough time on that. We spent enough time on that. But I'm looking at something here. I want to call an audible with this. I want to call an audible with this. And I can't call an audible right now because normally, I know you're like, Coach, what's an audible? I'm going to tell you what the audible is. The audible is normally when someone sends in a statement or a question or, you know, a roundabout statement or question where they're trying to ask me something they want me to, you know, something that they want me to respond back to, be it, you know, a direct question or, you know, they might make a statement and they're looking for me to go ahead and give a response back to it. We don't have those yet, but I want all of you who's watching the show, who loves the show, make sure that you put in the comments, use the word audible, and then put your statement or your question in there that you want me to respond back to. And we're going to pick some of those out and we're going to start putting them in shows. So if you leave one in there that's a good one, you're going to hear your name called out as well as your audible that you threw out there. We're going to put that out there as well. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So I got to touch this next thing, guys, because this has been going on for a minute. A lot of folks been trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Now you got the good president over there at Morehouse College. They're trying to put this thing together. And the word around the campfire was, the HBCU campfire, Hugh Jackson is coming. Hugh Jackson about to get another opportunity to come coach HBCU football at an HBCU college, and guess what didn't happen? Pivot. We hit a pivot. Yes, we hit a pivot. They hit the pivot button. And you know what? I understand there was a lot of folks that were upset about the possibility of Hugh Jackson being named the next head football coach at Morehouse College. I respectfully understand that. However, there's some things I want us to look at here. I want you to go back and look at when you talk about the teams that he coached at Cleveland. Professional football is different than college football. He didn't pick them trash teams that he was up there coaching in Cleveland. I'm just going to call it what it is. You had, who was that? Baker Mayfield. You had the other kid, Johnny Manziel with the money. And the funny thing is, you had Tyrod Taylor, who was on that team at the same time. I'm trying to remember if it was Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor. I mean, if it was Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel that was on the team, I'm forgetting which one was the quarterback that they brought in, where Hugh Jackson wanted to make the quarterback change. They wouldn't allow him to make that change. That's from the people up in the office. You look at what they're doing right now because the fans is getting sick and tired of sitting out there with them garbage bags on their heads looking crazy, you know, talking some, man, I can't believe I'm a fan. They don't want people to even see their face. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all see them fans. But all again, I'm saying I understand where a lot of you are coming from, but I just had to throw that point out there as well because it's not like college football where the coach gets to go recruit the athletes who want to come to the program to build the program up for it to move forward. Now, the good president over there, President Thomas, he said over at Morehouse College, he was considering bringing him in. That interview that was done by Mr. Phillips on, and he's also a writer for Deadspin. He did an interview on HBCU Sports. When I tell you he lit that thing up so tough, I had to reread that several times, that article that he wrote, talking about Hugh Jackson being the head, you know, becoming the new head football coach and how Morehouse, they're not big, you know, they play sports, but they more so play they more so play academics than they do sports. And when he said that, I said, you know what? He's absolutely correct. Yes, Morehouse has had great records over the years, and they had some ugly ones over the years. But listening and understanding exactly where he's coming from, I begin to understand that he has a point because football has become like the mainstay now, and that's with all different conferences all over the place. As far as football being played in the United States, college football in the United States, it is king when it comes to colleges. The thing is, people are wanting to see these programs start to flourish. They're saying that Morehouse may be considering going into the MEAC. I'll be real with you. From a standpoint of watching them make that move, I can kind of see it based on a financial, based on financial reasons. But Morehouse don't really, I'm not going to say they don't need the money because every HBCU needs additional financial help. And oftentimes the sports that's being played at those institutions is helping pay, the general fund type stuff. So we got to keep that in mind as well. But the point I'm trying to make is that looking at, when you look at Morehouse and how they've been constructed over the years, they've never been one that's been, we're going gung-ho for sports. It's never been that way. But now you got Terrence Mathis, former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver. He's coming to be the new head football coach. That's the word out there now. It's not going to be Hugh Jackson. It's going to be Terrence Mathis, who he coached over at Savannah State back in, 2011, I believe, when Savannah State was in the MEAC. So, again, that could very well possibly happen. Just waiting to see how it all turns out. But congratulations to head coach Mathis on getting the job over at Morehouse College. Going to wait and see exactly what he's able to do over there and see how he get that thing up and going because definitely they need the resources. They need the weight room. They need things over there to get themselves back, get themselves back ready to really get out here and compete and do something with it. Because like I stated before, no one wants to see a team go 1-9, 0-10, 0-11. Nobody want to see that. They want to see them get out there and compete. So I'm wishing them the best of luck with all of that. But we're gonna move on to this next thing here because this one, I got two guys here. I got to bring these two guys together because I was sitting there listening to. I listen to sports all the time. As a matter of fact, I go to sleep with sports on, and it kind of calms my mind a little bit for me to just close my eyes and go to sleep. But the funny thing is, I'm listening to Colorado University head football coach Deion Sanders, and he's letting everybody know that they're going to compete, and they're going to be one of them teams that's going to be in that top 12 that's going to play for the national championship come 2025. When everything's popping up, well, end of 2024, going into 2025, they're hoping to be that team that's going to be playing for the national championship. But head coach Deion Sanders is saying that they're going to be in that 12 this year. And if you haven't seen already the workouts that they're doing with the Marines, it looked like they're getting physically fit to get out there on that field and make some things happen. However, I'm looking at some things here, and I know a lot of you guys, I got called all kind of names last season when I made these comments about what exactly they were going to do out there on the field. I said they were going to go 3-9. Okay, they won 4 games. They went 4-8. Oh, my bad. I got one wrong. I was off by 1. Woo! But you know what? I can be critical on a couple of them games that they did win, but we're not going to do that. A win, hey, I'm going to leave it as a win is a win. A W is a W. How you say? A dub is a dub. I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to let y'all have them dubs, and we're going to keep on going on about our business. But the thing is, I said, when I heard y'all favorite owner, y'all favorite owner in the world, Jerry Jones. Oh, my God. I'm listening to this man, and you give your quarterback no backing whatsoever while his teammates are just tearing him apart. Now, I know y'all like, wait a minute. How does this coincide with what you talk about with Deion Sanders? You just talk about Deion Sanders. You just left that alone and went straight to Jerry Jones. What the hell you on, coach? What's wrong with you? Listen, check me out now. Feel me. I'm listening to Jerry Jones. He going on talking about how the Dallas Cowboys can only go so far as Dak take them. Okay, cool. I got you with that. But the funny thing is, you know Dak Prescott is looking to get a contract extension. Now, let's tie it together. These are talking points, which you're going to have everybody talking about Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys, the players' family members who are talking about Dak Prescott and how he need to take a pay cut to do this, that, and the third. Dallas, you know, they're going to try to put whatever they can together. They're going to fall short, and then it's going to have everybody talking once again. Just like Deion Sanders. I'm not saying they're going to fall short over there in Colorado, but what I'm saying to you is that you went 4-8 last season. Yes, you're recruiting your behind off to bring athletes into the Colorado University football program. You're going over to the Big 12. You got one of the baddest men that's throwing that ball out there for your team and your son, Deion Sanders. You got another bad man that's out there that's breaking necks. Well, excuse me, I'm going to say breaking necks because football got a little too soft and folks get a little too tender with me saying breaking necks because that's how we used to talk when we played the sport. I don't need nobody getting a little extra tender with what I'm saying, so let me back up with that. You know, you got an athlete in Shiloh Sanders who's aggressive out there playing on the defensive side of the ball, which I love, by the way. He sets the tone for the defense, letting everybody know, if you come through here, we're going to be on your behind. And then you got that other bad man, Travis Hunter out there. You put the ball up in the area, he going to go get it. He going to locate and go. That's what he's going to do. And he'll catch that bad boy up at the highest point. Where am I going with this? Deion Sanders has already got everybody talking about what they're looking to do next season with winning with being in the playoffs and winning the national championship. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, coach, they're going to Big 12. They ain't, Big 12 is kind of, Big 12 is softer than Pac-12. Let me break something down to y'all. Because the top 2 teams that was over there in the Big 12 last season left and went to the SEC, don't mean that them other teams that's over there wasn't kicking behind and doing what they need to do so that they can get themselves positioned for this upcoming season. Not only that, but like I stated previously, yes, Colorado is bringing in athletes, and so is everybody else. They're bringing them in, looking to get these athletes in here so that they can do the things that they need to do to make sure that they're able to get out there and compete. Because guess what? You got the collectives and everybody spending their money, and they want to see more bang for their dollar with the money that they're giving to these athletes. I'm just saying that. Now, back to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is not going to stick up for his quarterback because he already knows this is a talking point. So yeah, I'm gonna say my little spiel. I'm not go back. I'm gonna say, hey, look, I'm riding with the guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say and let everybody else keep talking, because we're gonna talk about the programs. We're gonna talk about the Dallas Cowboys. We're gonna talk about Colorado University football. That's where I'm going with this. They're setting it up for us to talk about, to create the narratives now, so everybody can continue to keep talking about them during the offseason. With that being said, looking at how everybody did last season in the Big 12. Colorado got a shot to get in a bowl game. And I understand a lot of you say, well, no, coach, they can do it. They can do it. They can get the team, you know, they can put the team together and do it. I respectfully understand that as well. Because when you look at what was done over there with Lincoln Riley and USC a couple years back, he came in, got those athletes. He didn't get as many kids out the transfer portal as head coach Deion Sanders did over at Colorado, but he got enough so that he was able to sustain and move the program forward for them to go compete for a national championship that first year round. Well, will that be, is that something that we will see with Colorado this year? We'll find out. But you already know we're going to keep talking about it though, right? All I'm saying is that these guys understand in marketing, good press, bad press, it don't matter. As long as they talking about you, you got the needle moving in the manner which you want to move. That's all we're saying right here. They understand that both of these guys went to the same daggone school of marketing when it comes down to keep them talking. At any cost, keep them talking. We don't care. Just keep them talking. At any cost, just keep them talking. They're like Coach talking right now. But we're gonna leave them alone. We're gonna go ahead on. We're gonna talk about this next thing here because I'm so proud. I am so proud of what's going on here. So proud of this individual as well as another. Actually, there's three individuals, you know, in particular that I'm gonna talk about on this one that's done some phenomenal things, especially in this HBCU realm. I mean, I love it, man. I love it. And what happened with them, it touched me near and dear, and I'm explaining that to you as well. Jackson State Vice President / Athletic Director, Ashley Robinson, always keeping the main thing. And he was honored with, along with Jackson State President Marcus E. Thompson, along with the woman that we all love that graced the TV screens on The Cosby Show, Claire Huxtable, Miss Felicia Rashad, the Dean of the Chadwick A. Bozeman College of Fine Arts at Howard University. She, along with those two men, two men, was honored with the Diamond Award from the Not Alone Foundation. That is a nonprofit organization that provides financial, educational, and medical resources for chronic kidney disease patients and their families. Now, one thing that I've never told anybody, and I'm gonna say it right now. My best friend, my pops back there, passed away because his kidneys failed. He had cancer. And the person over, make sure I get this, Mark Dodd, who established the Not Alone Foundation, he survived kidney failure. And, you know, just hearing about him as far as what was going on, it's bringing me some closure to know that there's something out there that can help people. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you go through a lot of the things that you go through, especially with your family members, you're going to stand up and fight. You're going to fight like you've never fought before. Like I fought for that man back there. Like he fought for me plenty of times when I was growing up. And the craziest thing is, when I saw this, when I saw that they were being awarded with this wonderful award, I had to make sure that I spoke about it because we don't talk about this type of stuff because people don't really know what's going on. We have to be stewards within our communities, regardless of wherever it is that we are. We have to be those stewards within the community to make sure that we're giving back and doing something that's plentiful that can possibly help someone else. Because you got to think about along the way, going to HBCU, how many people ahead of us gave for us to have the opportunity to go. That's all Coach is saying. But again, I had to put that one in there, man, to close this out, man. Like I said, that one hit me near and dear here. Congratulations to head coach Terrence Mathis over at Morehouse College. Congratulations to Miss Felicia Rashad, as well as AD/Vice President Ashley Robinson. Congratulations to Jackson State President Marcus L. Thompson on being awarded with that Diamond Award. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to the new head football coach over at Morehouse College. And also, guys, congratulations to Stephen A. Smith for apologizing for inserting thy foot into thy mouth once again, which it didn't make much sense. But it's okay. It's okay. But guys, you know what? Your favorite coach gonna go ahead and get up on out of here. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys that episode of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. I know it was off. I was sitting here editing, and, you know, some things kept coming across the table, and I was like, wait a minute, this needs to go. I need to take this out. And I didn't want to butcher up the show to where things did not look like it should look when you guys receive it. So you sit down and have a good time, you know, laugh and joke. You know, I gave you guys some, you know, some hills to climb, some, you know, some peaks and valleys and so on and so forth. So I just wanted you guys to have a good experience as far as with this. Leave your comments below and let me know what your thoughts are on the show. If you got an audible that you want me to speak on during the show, go ahead and put that audible down there. But like I said, make sure you use the word audible and then put your comment in there. So we, you know, comment, question, whatever it is in there, so we can bring it up on the show and we can talk about it. You know, like I said, guys, I appreciate you all for rocking with me. You could have been anywhere in this world doing anything, but you say, you know what? I'm going to go check out my favorite coach over there doing another episode of Blow the Whistle with your host, Coach Walker. And like I always say, be the one and lead.